As y'all are being let out of the square, you see a familiar face. Renair Neverember comes running up to y'all. Don't worry, you guys. I'm gonna help you out. It may take a bit of time, but just be safe until I can get everything arranged.
For real, dude. These dungeon prisons are a nightmare.
I know. This is the third time I've been there.
Y'all are finally let out into the Waterdeep holding cells.
Andy, how many times have I been here for my ketamine addiction?
A lot.
Oh, man.
Known for its wonderful design choice of skull mantles. Bridges, please take 1d6 damage from me.
Wait, what?
No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, known for its wonderful design choice of skull mantles and the minimalistic decision of no bed sheets, the Waterdeep holding cell is rated to be one of the top 10 places you could be spending the night in. Your party has endured the conditions of the cell for the past few days. Your feet are bound to the wall by a steel chain and you're all in separate cells, albeit in the same vicinity as one another. A bored guardsman can be seen outside of your cell keeping watch on the party. So y'all been here for the past couple days. What have y'all been doing to bide your time?
Well, since I was arrested as a cat, I've been mainly just playing with the chains that they've bound me up in. They're great fun. I'm just jangling the chains really noisily at like all hours of the night, keeping everybody else awake.
To drown out the constant noise of the chains, Donnie has been playing his tuba at maximum volume and monologuing in great detail, often while no one else is even listening. You know, I don't know, being mischievous with the guard.
I have been creating my own reality TV show with my little flame that I can control. It doesn't actually burn stuff. I'll just kind of have it sitting there dancing. Anytime anyone makes eye contact with me, I'll hit a quick little motion and then send sparks out just to make them, if the guard looks at me, I'll just like shoot some sparks.
As with every time I get thrown in the slammer for my ketamine addiction, I work on cleaning myself up. I've gone through Uncle Iroh's workout regimen.
Finithir is in the other cage and he says, "Ah, you fucking cocksuckers, this is all because of you. You got me locked up here. Hey, let me out. Let me out." But the guard only hears bah.
It's fucking bullshit, by the way. Fucking sheep has the second biggest cell.
During my time, I rambled on to everyone about the high quality and low quality aspects of the stonework within the cells. Alright guys, just as I suspected, quality work was done here.
It's a good mortar, some good solid limestone that they put here. The mortar is probably a 70-30 mix of cement, crushed stone, and sand, so pretty sturdy, guys.
Anyways, while this is happening, y'all see a familiar face. It's Captain Hyustus? However the fuck you say his name. Y'all have been through quite a bit of trouble lately, I see.
Most of it's self-inflicted, sir.
Says, whatever happened to that big bull fellow? He seems to be missing from the group. He looks at Sark. He says, "Oh, you're new. Back in here for the K, huh?"
No, hey, they don't know about that.
About Hadrada, we don't actually know where he is. Last we heard, he might be in a different prison, but you know, we don't know for sure.
Yeah, it's something to do. Look, I like y'all a lot, but unfortunately due to protocol I do have to take you all in for questioning.
Donnie Triumphant is a huge fan of Law and Order.
You come with me.
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's get down to the brunt of it. First of all, what's your name?
Sark.
What are your reasons for coming to the city?
Well, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a veteran of the war. As you know, VA benefits tend to be not great.
I understand, yes. I was an ex-soldier myself.
Oh, really? What rank?
Big rank.
Ah, how big a rank?
Ultra star, legendary sergeant.
I was a major general. What about you?
Oh wow, I was a major general.
Oh wow. Not really, I was just a sergeant. Like I said, VA benefits not great. I had to break into abandoned homes to sleep through the nights. And that's where these three weirdos I've been journeying with.
Alright then, most obvious question is, what connections do you have with the Game Master? Why were you there and why did he call out your name?
First of all, first time I've ever seen this dude. Little gremlin looking fuck. Second of all, I have no clue why he talked out my name. As you can see, I have a fucking sheep.
That's true, it is a pretty nice sheep.
Any stud sheep, you know, any herders, shepherds that...
Sure. I think I may have some connections, but I could probably hook you up. Anyways, back to the question. What is it about the Game Master?
I got some magic knowledge, but what he did was way outside my scale. Don't tell the rest either, but you've been in the service, how they give you that magic K to get through the nights easy. Keep going.
Understandable.
Yeah, it's been hard to kick that habit. As an ex-soldier, is there any way, you and I could meet up, outside of work, and I slip you a little something on the down low, and you slip me a little something on the down low?
He takes you by the hand as he puts handcuffs, back onto you, and he slips a little pouch into your pocket. He says, "For a soldier, I got you." And he leads you back to your cell. Red hair, let's go. Protocol first. What is your name?
Aris Moreau.
I have to ask you, what are your reasons for coming to the city?
Hadrada, an associate of mine, had already set up shop here, and already on a quest from my previous teacher to learn a little bit more about shape-shifting in animal forms. So I decided to head up to Waterdeep. We'd previously been wandering through kind of an unknown land to the far west of here.
Now, the most obvious question I have for you is, what are your connections to the Game Master? Why did he mention you and your party by names?
Haven't a clue. Couldn't tell you. I tend to tune things like that guy out. He seemed kind of weird. So I was just kind of thinking about how ugly he was.
That's fair. He is kind of ugly.
I just couldn't help it. He looks like a weird sheep man, and it really creeped me out.
Do you have any ill intentions for either the people of the city or the current lord of the city?
No, I actually, me and Lord Neverember are supposed to go on a date at some point.
Lord Neverember, the young lord, got yourself in some deep pockets there.
No, not quite. He hasn't quite hit me back up for that date.
The nobles tend to be like that sometimes.
Well, you know how it is.
All right. Back to your cell then. Alright, Mr. Triumphant, I know who you are. I know about your father. But for protocol's sake, I'm gonna have to ask you to repeat your name.
My name is Donnie Triumphant.
Well, first things first, what are your reasons for coming to the city of Waterdeep?
Well, in these trying times, it's best to diversify one's assets. I'm a well-known, you obviously knew my father, or knew of my father, and I was trying to diversify my assets into the real estate of this great city, this great, wonderful community. I also came to support the local law enforcement. Such a society cannot function without tremendous law and order.
Well, I've heard some rumors about your father, and you may be getting into a bit of debt. Got anything to do with you and the Game Master?
Yes, there's once you have a profile as tremendous as my own, there are certain rumors that leak out there, but I assure you that they are baseless. Donnie Triumphant is, of course, still well endowed with a large amount of money.
All right. Well, I have one last question for you. What are your connections to the Game Master? Why did he call you and your party out by name?
As you get as well recognized and influential as I am, you attract some attention. It's quite perplexing. I was actually hoping that you would be able to inform me about what's going on here.
I'm technically not supposed to divulge any information about the case, but to be honest with you...
But it's me. We're friends. We've known each other.
Of course. For a Triumphant, anything. Not too much that we know about the situation because it's our first time encountering the Game Master. He's a serial killer that came from the city of Savan. He says, yeah, and by the way, do keep this matter about the Game Master on the down low. It's gonna be a tough one if a lot of the populace start getting riled up about the Game Master coming to Waterdeep.
Nobody in the world probably who is as good a secret keeper as I am. Probably no one.
All right, back into your cell you go, you filthy animal.
Of course.
What is this? What is this? What is this music?
Sark has started a prison band.
Captain Hyacinth comes in and he says, "Turtle Man, you're next."
Firstly, I'd like to say it's some quality stonework on the way, sir. I do appreciate.
Do you like the skulls on the walls?
I do. I especially like the way you fitted the little sunken-in section to the wall without compromising the structural integrity of it.
It's time to get into the brunt of it, all right? Your party members have given you up. We know that you're working with the Game Master.
Working with the Game Master? We're not.
2 of your party members have given you up. What do you know about the Game Master?
They've given me up. They said I know more information, that I work with this guy.
Yes.
I don't know who he is, dog.
Well, all of them are saying that you have direct connections to the Game Master. Who are you?
I'm gonna be honest, I think you're pulling my tail right now. I only knew about the Game Master from a flyer that Donnie found.
Well then why is it that the Game Master mentioned both you and your party by name?
He's a smart guy. People know names.
Alright, as this is happening, you hear a knock on the door. I said don't bother me when I'm in the middle of an interrogation. But the knock just keeps going. Alright, fine, come in. And a guard comes in, leans himself into the captain's ear and whispers something. As the whispering is happening, you see a pale look come over the captain. So you manage to catch a few hints of something about Lord and Savanian and then dog. And the captain gets like a grave look over his face and he says, send the prisoner away.
Reese spent most of that time smoking prison cigarettes. No explanation of where they're from, but just sitting there, just as a cat, just chiefing cigarettes. Yeah, how Tales Interrogations go?
Donnie Triumphant would just like to quickly dispel a completely false and totally untrue rumor about the fact that Donnie Triumphant is in debt. You still have gold, and I am in need of it. I need to pay off some debts. I don't know who started this malicious rumor or where it came from, but I just wanted to assure you all that it is false and not true.
As you're saying this, a guard comes in. All of y'all come with me.
I finish huffing the magic K, and then I leave the sword under my bed. Do I get any effects from it?
Only psychedelic.
So I'm tripping balls as we're walking?
A little bit. It's like a microdose. The guard takes y'all to a dark room with a tiny right next to a tiny little furnace that's burning on the side.
Guys, I've seen this before. We're gonna have to perform favors.
Keep your wits about you. I don't want to see any funny business that happens.
Reese chooses to curl up on top of the furnace. Wait, there's no such thing as a dark room to Donnie and I. We have night vision.
Oh, I have dark vision too.
Oh, shit. Alright, go into the incredibly well-lit room. And y'all see a very tall man dressed in kind of like bishop's clothing. He's got round glasses on and a black Doberman right next to him that's also wearing a kind of like bishop's clothes, but for a little doggy. The dog just quietly looks at y'all, and the man is not saying anything. But then all of a sudden, inside of your minds, you hear a voice. Apologies for the accommodations. How are you all on this fine day?
I'm trying really hard not to think of the ketamine.
Hey, what the fuck? Wait, is that you? Is that you talking to us?
Look down a little bit to the right of the man, as you realize that the dog is telepathically talking to y'all. My name is Lord Dog, hailing from the city of Savon, and this is my benefactor, High Bishop Crow. We're here to investigate the matters of the Game Master. I guess you could say we have a few questions for the lot of you.
You've stated your name, but like, what business do you have asking us about? Shouldn't this be a police matter?
Well, we're here to bring the Game Master to justice. He's terrorized the city, and we would like to bring him back and try him under the court of Savanian law.
Yeah, what's up with all them powers? How we got them?
He says, well, we're going to be the ones that are conducting our research here. But I am going to ask for one of you to allow me to dive into your memories. Not that it's a request or anything. Is there any of y'all that would like to volunteer?
I volunteer as tribute.
Perhaps we could best assist you if you were to inform us of any link, any possible connection between us and the Game Master. Any sort of information that we might have missed.
Well, we're trying to figure it out ourselves. You see, the Game Master showed up in Savon 2 years ago. Even though it's been 2 years, we have not figured out his origins or what exactly his motive is. This is the first time that he's left the city. For some reason, he's called out the lot of you. Well, apparently one of the weirdest things is that his crimes seem to happen concurrently at the same time, despite being distances away. Many of his victims tend to have experienced an intense amount of physical and mental torture before death.
I remind you that there is a bounty placed upon the Game Master's head.
I do recommend that you do not confront the Game Master. For some reason, he seems to have certain powers that defy any known realities of this world.
All right, you can have your way with Sark's mind now. You can totally just mess that shit up.
Yeah, as he walks toward, you see Sark take on a 1,000-yard stare, like he's used to being violated like this.
He's inside of your head right now. What's some deep, interesting things about your character that you can reveal right now?
So we go back to the very beginning, when I first picked up a sword, when I was hid in the floorboards as my parents' house was raided, and my mother was brutally slaughtered above me. I realized, as a young adolescent, that I wasn't able to protect my mother. So I enlisted. I picked up the sword and the shield.
Is this the Goblin Slayer background?
You fast forward to when I'm about 19. I'm enlisted. I'm part of my unit. We go through. We're a good unit. We work together, and we got everyone's back. I'm the protector of the group, and we get ambushed. I'm the only one to survive. So I realized that sword and shields aren't enough. That's when I first touched the arcane knowledge, bolstering my defenses and those of my allies. Then we fast forward to me leaving the army, disillusioned with the war effort. And that's when I start picking up Magic K. You start seeing Sark on the edges of the tavern in the dark, wet, using Magic K to dull the sense of loss and helplessness from being in the war, and being able to protect his mother.
This is a lot.
You fast forward to about 3 months ago, when he first gets thrown in the slammer for Magic K, and him and Jemet start an illicit love.
Who the fuck is Jemet?
In the moments when there's no other guards around, she takes him aside, and he feels the first human comfort he has since his mother died. And then Jemet's pregnant. She calls it off. No more love. Another mother lost to Sark. He hops back on the Magic K until 3 weeks ago, when he, under the influence of Magic K, stumbles into a tavern and falls asleep on the second floor, only to wake up sober, door locked, and he hears a group that seems close-knit running around on adventures, him being locked in a room, until finally, how many hours ago did he finally get let out of the room? About 36 hours at this point?
Yeah, about so.
The door unlocks, and he meets his new unit. And although they're weird, although they're new to Sark, he feels that oath of protection that he first did when he first joined the army, and the need to defend those that are still childlike in his eyes.
Oh god. Okay. As y'all are watching Sark have this 1,000-year stare, Lord Dog also takes on the 1,000-year stare. He says, okay, well, we've concluded our investigation. Also, perhaps y'all should take your friend in to maybe get a bit of therapy. I think he's really gonna need it.
Lord Dog, we would love to, but we cannot afford that.
That's right. Donnie Triumphant can't afford that, but is not willing to pay.
Did y'all really leave him inside of a locked room for 3 weeks? You know what, it doesn't matter. Well, if you do have any information, please feel free to contact us. He says, with this card, basically, if you snap it in half, it'll establish a telepathic link between you and me, whoever breaks the card first.
My special turtle eyes did notice that right before he teleported away, he pulled out 2 black D20 dice. That's all I saw, but I don't know if that's important to y'all's investigation.
Okay, at this point you see Lord Dog's head kind of like perk sideways. It says, this is actually incredibly useful information. Thank you. We're in your depth. Depth? He says, don't worry, I think you all will be released quite soon. And I do think that we will be seeing each other again soon enough. If y'all are ever in the city of Savon, we'll gladly welcome you into the doctrines. What's up, friends? Kosal here. Apparently my audio fucked up for this next part and it's way too much of a hassle to fix. Luckily not much important happened because I didn't plan this session out very well anyways. All you need to know is that Volitham frees the homies out of the prison, Sark sells Finithir to a shepherd that looks a lot like T-Pain, and we basically spend the next real life hour talking about that Akon song where he talks about grinding on an underage girl. Anyways, thanks for watching episode 5 of A Game of Sorrows. If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe. This series is out every Friday, and I release random gaming related videos on Mondays. Until next time, you sexy bitches.